Okay, first of all, full disclaimer, I am not Christian, and this is mainly meant for comedic purposes and entertainment purposes. Whatever, it's not meant to be taken seriously. Nothing I say should be taken seriously here. I know religion is a bit sensitive, so this is just lighthearted stuff. And I'm not trying to sell you on religion either. I myself am not Christian, so I'm not trying to, to convert you or anything. This is just meant to have fun with something that I thought was interesting. So, yeah, nothing is serious. Nothing is meant to be serious. Okay, Jesus Christ, the man himself, right? You probably know him or know of him, and I once again came up with my own iceberg, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting to do it on Jesus Christ, the man himself. Why? There's a lot of interesting things about him that a lot of people don't really know, and a lot of cool theories on just what could have happened around him. Now, the first here, this is just stuff you probably know, more common stuff. So let me just get that out of the way first, which is Jesus Christ died for your sins. Yeah, he died to pay for humanity's sins so they can go to heaven. That's pretty much the core aspect of Jesus himself, or at least what everything builds up to. Jesus is the Son of God, which is, again, another core aspect of him. It's believed that he is the Son of God. Some people believe that he is God, but I think more commonly, at least in my experience, it's more believed that he is the Son of God. He was birthed by the Virgin Mary, I believe. I hope I'm right there, but he was birthed because God wanted a son, right? But he was birthed. God is essentially the father, and Mary the mother, Virgin Mary, right? That stuff. Okay, whatever. God tried to birth Jesus through woman. Jesus' teachings, which is the core, I guess, values that we have now. Love your neighbor like you love your thyself, yourself, whatever. That kind of stuff. Anything else? Okay, it took me a second to remember them, but they were love God, love your neighbor like you love yourself, forgive people who have wronged you, and ask God for forgiveness. There are a couple of other ones, but I think those are the main ones. Those are the main core, and then they're just probably the biggest ones. Okay, tier two. Jesus Christ was born on December 25th, hence Christmas. Christ, Miss, Christmas. But the thing is, that's a belief. That's not actually something that happened. Um, it is believed that that is the day he was born. Some people do believe it. I think some people just take Christmas as a day to celebrate Jesus himself. But the belief that he was born on that day is probably what should be up top here. What did Jesus look like? Which is another thing that can be believed on depending on who you ask, right? Some people believe he was a white guy. Some people believe he was a black guy, an Indian, or he just had more fair skin. Um, just just the topic on what he looked like is what I'm trying to get to you, and what I think is more commonly debated on just all things Jesus himself. Jesus Christ was Jewish. Um, yeah, I bet you Christians didn't see that one coming. I hope you didn't. I did not. I actually did not. I was, oh shit. I got myself some food because I'm alone on a Saturday night. What was I on? Alright, Jesus was Jewish. I don't really know much about Judaism. I am more. Well, I was raised Catholic. I'm more familiar with Christianity, Catholicism, right? That stuff. So I don't really know much about Judaism. So actually, seeing that he was thought to be Jewish because given where he was born and that location of the world, people come to conclude that he was Jewish. Next one, probably the biggest theory out there about Jesus himself. Um, well, not really himself, but it deals with him. Magdalene, Mary was his wife. That is believed that Mary, one of his more close apostles, whichever, one of his more close followers was actually his wife, and it is believed that they married and had children. If that is true, which I don't doubt it to be. Um, why don't you just come out and say it? Come on, Vatican. Just there. I know you're hiding stuff. Just give us the most obvious one, which is probably that one. There's no way homie didn't clap. Am I allowed to say shit like that? Like saying that Jesus Christ clapped Mary? Am I allowed to say it? Because he's like all divine and stuff. Like he's supposed to be divinity, I guess. But like, am I allowed to say stuff like that? Am I? I don't think I am. And I probably shouldn't be putting that on the internet either. Okay, tier 3. Jesus was born in March. I believe it is astrologist? If I'm wrong, I will correct myself. But some people who have calculated the fact that he was born in March. And I think this kind of stemmed from the belief that he was born on December 25th. So his conception was sometime in March. I think those two must be connected. Jesus didn't die on the cross. And it's believed that he didn't die on the cross, obviously, just like it sounds like, because no one can find the cross, and when they did, or they found his tomb or the cross itself, he just wasn't there. But I think this one mainly comes from the fact that we can't really prove Jesus Christ or religion for that matter, or just the proof of God, the existence of God, that kind of stuff. Right? People who believe it or try to disprove it in any kind of way will come out and be like, Jesus didn't die on the cross because we can't find it, so therefore it didn't happen. Which, if that stuff did happen on Earth, and maybe we could find the cross itself, that shit happened a long time ago. That cross probably is like gone by now, anyways. But then it's like, someone must have been able to find that, right? But, worry not, my viewer, if you are there. Keep that in mind. Someone thinking of finding the cross. Jesus did not exist. Now that one, when I first started hearing about this, I thought it was gonna be something crazy, but no, it's just the belief that Jesus isn't real, right? The Bible is fake. You're just trying to prove or disprove Christianity and all that. So it comes from Jesus Christ didn't exist, or it goes into Jesus Christ didn't exist. I really wish there was something crazier here, but it's just, it was kind of disappointing when I was just like, oh, that's what they mean by that. But worry not. I will get into the cooler ones. Just let me get all the common stuff out of the way first, and then we can get into the weird stuff. To shake my Bible readers, Jesus never said he was God. Now, a lot of people think Jesus Christ is God incarnate, and if you don't know what incarnate means, it's just basically you give an essence of something and you give it a physical form, or you take the essence of something and you give it a physical form. So people believe that Jesus Christ is God incarnate. It's the same person, but Jesus actually never said that. He never said he was God in any kind of way. Okay, tier 4. Now we're getting into the juiciness, right? The Sunny D of what, I don't know where my joke was going. The disciple whom Jesus loved, and yes, I said whom. This was just a disciple of his who Jesus really loved. He was very close to this specific disciple. He really loved them a lot, and I don't know if I should be saying this, but when I first heard of this, I was like, are they saying Jesus was gay? I don't think that's really what they mean. It probably just means that this one disciple was really close to him, probably his best friend. But then, if you get into that, it's like, you can't get a bit tinfoil hat here and be like, are they just hiding the fact that he was gay? And I'm not trying to propose that he is gay or anything. I'm not trying to say that. I'm saying this brought up a question in me that makes me question this thing. But who this disciple was, they're not really named. I think their name was hidden. And a lot of people do think it is John the Evangelist, some guy named John, whatever. Multiple Christ theory. And I have been just really loving this theory as a whole because it sounds so cool to me. But the thing about multiple Christ theory is that it's believed Jesus Christ wasn't one person and that he was reincarnated multiple times. And there's another one that suggests that Jesus Christ is just an amalgamation of many different people's stories. right? They were all taken and they were all made into one person, and that person is Jesus Christ. Which to me sounds a bit more cooler than the reincarnated multiple times, because it's like, who are all these other people? And because like I kind of want to know more about them, because these other reincarnated people or reincarnations are people in the Bible that you kind of know already. Whereas over here, we don't know who these people could have been. Jesus Christ's brother James. Now, people say that Jesus had, or I think not just people, the Bible itself says that Jesus had siblings. He had, I believe, three brothers and I believe two or three sisters. The sisters are unnamed. The brothers do have names, but it's not believed to be that they are direct blood siblings of Jesus, except James. There's something special about James. But just remember that. Jesus' brother, James. What day was Jesus buried? Now, this is another popular debate on what day he could have been buried, what, I guess, month he could have been buried. A lot of people believe he was buried in March, or he was buried on a Wednesday, maybe a Friday. Or some people take those two and just give it the middle. He was born, or not born, buried on a Thursday. But what I'm trying to get here to you is that the debate of what day or what time of the year that he was buried. Tier 5, and I do love this one. I really, really, really like this one. The Knights of Templar died because they have knowledge of the bloodline of Jesus Christ. Which, if that is true, then that means he did clap Mary, and I am right. And I am allowed to say that then. But the Knights of Templar were knights that fought for Christianity, and it said that they knew who and where the bloodline of Jesus Christ is in the world, and because of that, they couldn't let that get out, obviously, so they were killed for it. Jesus was a future U.S. president. Um, that is really cool to me. I like anything that revolves around presidential theories. So for Jesus to be a president himself, I was like, ooh, I'm a fan already. It says that the story of Jesus Christ is the story of a future U.S. president who went back in time, went way far back in time, to essentially teach people about his beliefs, about God, about all of that stuff. And that, therefore, making Jesus Christ someone from the future, and also, therefore, probably making the Bible from the future. Speaking of written text, Q. Not that Q. Q. The Q source. What the Q source is it's a hypothetical written text of primarily just Jesus sayings and just all these things that he said or he taught, I believe. It isn't really said to be real. A lot of people don't think that it is real, but there is a lot more to this that I haven't been able to really scratch the surface on. But if there is a whole lot more to this, I will look into this, because it is kind of interesting, mainly because some people don't think it's true. Some people don't think it's a real thing. That's what interests me. Why don't people think this is a real thing? Jesus was an Anunnaki, and if you saw my last video, I mentioned the Anunnaki and who they were, and that is so cool to me. And so just to briefly run it down, Anunnaki, ancient deities, ancient aliens, and it's said that they bring all of our cultures, all of our religions, they bring it to us. It's not originated from us. So to say that Jesus Christ himself was an alien deity, that's pretty cool. Now this one I think is just a meme, but Jesus Christ was born in Texas. And wow, I hate Texas because they get everything. They get all sporting events, they get all WrestleManias. Yeah, I'm complaining about WrestleMania. Somehow, my girlfriend. I hate Texas. I hate them. I hate them. Okay, now you remember what I said about the cross and someone finding it. Okay, the cross is at Fort Knox. Yes, U.S. found the cross that Jesus was crucified on, and it's being kept at Fort Knox. I don't know if that's true, but I hope it is. It said that they have other cool stuff in Fort Knox at Fort Knox, right? Like the Ark of the Covenant, the Holy Grail, the cross that Jesus was on. So there could potentially be a lot of cool Bible stuff at Fort Knox. Tier 6, the last one, and obviously my favorite one. James. You remember his brother James? Okay. In some niche sectors of Christianity, people believe that James was supposed to be the true Lord and Savior. People believe that James is the other son of God himself. Right? There was Jesus, and there was also James. Now, some people believe that James was supposed to take Jesus' role, but James died, unfortunately. Now, you can take this in the same vein, I guess, as Harry Potter. To those that do know Harry Potter, where people think that Neville was actually the chosen one, not Harry. It's kind of like that. That's the only way I know how to really get this across to you. If you don't know anything about religion or Jesus Christ, I'm not religious, so I don't. I had to link it that way. Now, second coming is already happening or already happened. Now, there's this thing called preterinism, something. It's here. Um, there's that, and it's believed that, or this is a belief that the second coming of Christ, the rapture itself, has already happened or is already starting to happen. Now, it said that this happened in 70 AD, which is crazy, but yeah, there's a belief that all these biblical prophecies already happened. And now the last one, which is my favorite one because it just flips everything on its side. But going back to what I said about the second coming already happening or having already happened, this is a theory that the second coming happened and it failed. So what this is also saying is that Jesus Christ came back, the rapture happened, and it failed. Evil triumphed, and that now we're living in the fallout of that. And that is very terrifying because look at the world now. Shit, right? Okay, there it is. Jesus Christ himself is a really interesting character, to say the least, because you can take this any way, and it's like it fits to a lot of things. I don't even know what I'm trying to explain, but it's just he's cool to me, and I'm not religious. I don't read the Bible. I don't go to church. I am sinning, if you will, but it just to me, Jesus Christ is really fascinating to look at and to hear about, and to, in a way, read about, especially the multiple Christ theory. Really, really want to get more into that. But yeah, there it is. There is everything. This is my second iceberg. It wasn't as long as the first one. Um, I don't think it is as long as the first one. But yeah, I'm sure I missed a lot of things. But this is just everything that I could find on him himself that I myself found interesting, and that wasn't just things that aren't really interesting, or just like they're not up for debate and they're not up for, I guess, theorizing, right? They're just facts. I wasn't looking for all these facts and stuff. Just looking for stuff that is more debatable, more, more sparks more conversations. I can't talk. Jesus Christ. He said it. He said it. But yeah, there it is. Thank you so much for watching this iceberg. Um, Go ahead and look at my other one if you want. I think that's it for me. Is there anything else? Oh yeah. If you saw my last one, I said if I hit 120 subs, I will complete the trilogy of the conspiracy theory tier list, because I have two by now, and the third one I will do it at 120 if I hit at 120, or if I hit 120, and that one will be 50 instead of the normal 30 that I do. And I really want to do that. I want to just get all of these weird ones out there. So if you wanna, you know what to do. But yeah, that's it. Bye.